they've done well in the end. I was really worried with it. I thought they had a poor first.
Because you can only pick one of the two, because you're obviously, if you look down that list, you've got two foreigners in your retentions, because you've got Narayan and Russell there. They're sure starters, of course, as is Pat Cummins. Then if you were to choose between Billings and Hales to start?
Well, for a start, it depends, because Billings is the keeper. So do they then go in with Sheldon Jackson and look for options? Or do they then say, okay, Billings is my keeper, I'll play Billings?
Yeah.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah, true.
And also, I think when you look at it too, boys, I mean, Andre Russell's no guarantee to play every game of the season. They got stuck last year when he couldn't play every game of the season. So if he can't play and he's not offering you a lot of bowling, let's say, then you can afford to play those two batters. You can use Billings as your keeper, and you can use Hales at the top of the order, and you that solidity in the middle order with the bat as well. You've still got Narayan, who can bat in the top half and bowl a little bit if you want him to do that. So they do have that option, I think, if Russell is not fit for every game, they can maybe bring a Billings in.
Let's look at their ideal 11 there. If we just open that, let's just crowdsource that amongst us. You obviously have Venkatesh Iyer, who's opening the batting. Then you go either with, you go with Ajinkya Rahane, because they picked him up. Captain, of course, plays at 3, presuming that Shreyas is the captain. Yeah, we're just taking that for granted. Nitish Rana, very expensive buy for them, comes in at 4. Billings 5. Russell, of course, plays that. Would Sheldon Jackson finally get a game? Sunil Narayan, Pat Cummins, Shivam Mavi, Varun Chakravarti. This looks like a good 11. So that's the Kolkata team. In the end, I feel like they've done well. I think they've done well with kind of the quick purchases, and they've had luck on their side as well with the base price buys at the end as well, haven't they, Simon?
Yeah, I think they've done well at the back end, and they started very, very strongly. I think they lost their way in the middle a little bit, but I think at the back end, they must have had a strategy around it, and I think in the end, they've got a fairly good squad, and probably. Again, just that one position in that first 11 that I'm a little bit worried about. Whether they, I just don't know about that first 11. Sheldon Jackson, the toss up between wanting to play Billings perhaps at the top, in the middle order. I'm just not sure about that.
Yeah, Billings takes away a degree of freedom, because if they don't want to play Billings, they have to play Sheldon Jackson, and they've got to hope he's got a good go, because I don't see any other keeper in that side there. So Sheldon Jackson will have to do 5. But if they're playing Billings, I'm just looking Narayan, Russell, ideally Narayan, Russell, Cummins, and maybe a Hales. But if they've got Billings, then they have to open with Ajinkya Rahane. So then they go Venkatesh Iyer, Ajinkya Rahane, and then it also have Shreyas Iyer, Nitish Rana. If Nitish Rana has a bad season, then they've got nowhere to go. I'm a little worried about 4, 5, 6. Then you come back to Russell and Narayan and the others. So a little worried about 4, 5, 6.
That's crazy, right? Because remember, Kolkata in the last few seasons, their 4, 5, 6 have been doing well, and always worried about the 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. And then the 1, 2, 3 became okay, and the 4, 5, 6 weren't giving runs. Wow.
Yeah, they'll miss that Rahul Tripathi. We don't realize what an important role he was playing for KKR, Rahul Tripathi.
Absolutely. Yeah, big loss.
Show of thumbs.
Okay.
Show of thumbs for Knight Riders.
I'm going to stick with my